Alright, yeah, good. You all ready?
Yeah. Which fight are we doing first, Joe?
You can do the main if you want first.
How about we warm up with the Misha Cirkunov, and then we do
The co-main one?
yeah, and then we do the main, and then we do the.
Why do you think that's the worst one?
No, I just want to make sure at least warm up a little bit.
Alright.
All right.
Alright, say one more thing, Mitch. Say on the mic.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Latch. This is Jeff. Today we're gonna be looking at UFC Fight Night: Islam Makhachev versus King Bobby Green. Stepping in on short notice.
Alright, you good. Alright. You already?
What was it, Misha Cirkunov? What was it to do?
Wellington, like
Turman.
beef Wellington.
Yeah.
Turman.
Alright, yeah, we good about that.
All right, so I was thinking. So I'm gonna introduce it, right? And then I'm gonna say whatever, and then I guess I'll say his last two fights, each of their last two fights, and then I'll say what do you think?
Alright.
All right.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Latch.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at Islam Makhachev versus King Bobby Green. We're going to be looking at the co-main event, Wellington Turman versus... oh, fuck. Coming back in.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Picking a Fight. I'm Latch.
I'm Jeff.
And today we're going to be looking at the co-main event of UFC Fight Night, Islam Makhachev versus King Bobby Green. It's going to be Misha Cirkunov versus Wellington Turman. Misha Cirkunov is coming off... two back-to-back losses, one in his debut at middleweight and the one back at light heavyweight where he used to fight. It was the middleweight fight was against Krzysztof Jotko, and the light heavyweight fight was a knockout loss to Ryan Spann. Wellington Turman's coming off a split dub against Smiling Sam Alvey and a knockout loss to Bruno Silva. What do you think, Jeff?
This one is going to be interesting because both these fighters are kind of coming off like a skid, kind of. The recent fights have kind of been ups and downs. So, like Turman against Smiling Sam Alvey, he had the eye poke problem thing.
Mm-hmm.
He got 2 points taken out.
Oh, yeah.
And he still won it.
I know, man.
But
It shows how dominant he is.
right. Yeah, but like he did good against Sam Alvey, I thought, but his fight before that, like he got smoked. I think he got knocked out, right?
Yeah, he got knocked out from top. He was on the bottom.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got knocked out from ground and pound from Bruno Silva, who's actually on a tear right now. So hey, that loss doesn't look that bad. He isn't more new, but he's been knocking. He's heavy-handed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, go on.
No, just that, and then I mean, wait, who was that? I was talking about Turman, right?
Yeah, you're talking about Turman's loss to Bruno Silva.
Oh yeah, and then Cirkunov. I mean, he's the one I see that he doesn't seem like too comfortable striking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When he stayed on the feet, it's just I feel like he hasn't found much success. I mean, he both of those fights where he tried to strike, he lost both of them.
Yeah,
And when
he's
he tried
definitely
to
the
go-
slower striker for sure.
Yeah, and then when he tried to go to the ground, I mean, he found success there. I think he got 2 out of his last 4 victories there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his goal is going to be to stay on the ground, or to take it to the ground.
To take it to the ground.
Yeah, Turman. I'm not too sure about. Like, I think you mentioned that he was good on the ground too.
Yeah, he's
Right.
pretty solid on the ground. A lot of his wins before his recent skid were by submission.
Mhm.
So he is solid on the ground. It was actually his he's like more well-rounded now. He used to be a lot more one-dimensional, where he would look for the takedown and the subs almost immediately. And now he likes to mix it up, but he does have a great submission game. I'm pretty sure he has more subs than like knockouts or TKOs or decisions.
Mhm.
But I just think he suffers from what every BJJ guy suffers from, which is the wrestling is always not there. So either if they face someone who is also a good wrestler or a great wrestler, they usually don't have success getting it down and implementing their jiu-jitsu skills.
Mhm.
And I mean that's been a problem with Turman before, And I think their ground games are gonna cancel out because I do think Misha Cirkunov is pretty solid on the ground, but I don't think he's also like, he's not on that elite level. Plus, he's a little older. His movements are a little slower. I think they'll cancel out. But if anything, I'd probably give the edge to Turman. The thing is, Cirkunov is coming from light heavyweight, and he's much bigger, so he might be strong enough to stop it. But I think if Turman really focuses on his less on strength and more on finesse, then I think he'll be able to take him down. But say if they cancel out and it stays on the feet, Turman's gonna have to close the distance, being a smaller fighter, and having the shorter range. So he's gonna have to come in and cause some damage on the feet, which I think he can do. We saw in the Andrew Sanchez fight before he got knocked out, he was having success being very aggressive. And I think that's what he has to do because, like you said, Cirkunov looks a little uncomfortable on the feet. He's definitely much slower. He's only looking for counters and stuff. And unfortunately for Turman, he has shown that he can get countered, and he can get slept too. But if it's, he's only 25 compared to Cirkunov's 34. So I think he still has a lot of growing to do, and hopefully he's grown since then and has worked on his defense a bit so he can get in and out much more safer. And I think he'll be able to do it. I think Cirkunov's counters will be a little too slow. I think if he lands, he could possibly hurt Turman. I feel like, I don't want to say his chin is suspect because he's lost to some pretty heavy hitters, but and at middleweight, there's a lot of guys that carry power, but he has been cracked before, and I think Cirkunov could crack him if he lands something big, but I think Turman will be too fast. He's not Dominic Cruz out there, but I think he'll be fast enough to kind of get out of range and stay safe. And if the grappling does cancel out, I think it'll be Turman that will win by decision. I think he'll win a decision.
You think this fight's gonna stay on the ground 3 rounds if it does go there?
Stay on the ground?
Yeah.
Maybe. I think if Cirkunov presses the wrestling, I think Turman will feel too comfortable on his back. But I think he needs to keep it standing, to be honest. Or he has to be the one to lead the wrestling. He can't just allow himself to be on his back and look for submissions there. He has to get up, I think. I think Cirkunov's too big, too strong. I think he could get submitted, but I think he's better off on the feet or, leading the wrestling.
Turman, right?
Yeah, Turman.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think there's going to be finish in this one. Both guys feel like their last wins, they haven't really been knockouts or anything. Right?
Yeah, I don't think wins? So. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think Cirkunov has knocked out anybody, at least not recently.
Yeah, and their previous opponents kind of show their level, to be honest. No offense to them, but Wellington Turman, he did have I feel like his win against Smiling Sam Alvey didn't look as dominant because of how the judges kind of scored it with the point deductions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was basically he was trying to lose the fight almost. But I think if he would have fought it clean, he would have had a pretty good performance there. I think. I think he was getting the best of Sam Alvey. I think Sam Alvey kind of mimics Cirkunov's body type, kind of slower, a little older kind of thing. And so I think that kind of puts the blueprint for him right there to keep it on the feet and maybe mix in the takedowns, but mostly try to stay on the feet. And Cirkunov fought Jocko, who he's been in the UFC for quite a long time. He came in really young, and he's just never found his groove at light heavyweight. And now he's moving down. He was on a streak a little bit, but and he went toe to toe. But I thought Jocko was getting the best of Cirkunov for sure. He was clearly the better fighter in the round, but Cirkunov he proved to be gritty and kind of made it real close, But I do think it'll be Turman keeping it on feet, getting in and out of range. I think he's gonna win it by decision. And yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the same. I think he's gonna keep it on the feet though. I think that's where his advantage is, or at least a clear advantage is. So I think he's gonna keep it on the feet. I do think it's gonna go to decision.
Yeah, anyone can get cracked, but I think the safest bet is also decision. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we think. We think Wellington Turman is gonna be able to put it all together and get a decision win over Misha Cirkunov. All right, guys. So that's what we think. We think. What was it? All right, guys. That's what we think. We think that Wellington Turman will be. What am I trying to say? Well, all right, guys. Those are our thoughts and our predictions. We both think that Wellington Turman is going to get it done by decision. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Do you think Misha Cirkunov is going to, be the gritty veteran and ruin Wellington Turman's?
It's cool. We'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. Where was I at, bro? Did I just start over from that?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, guys. Those were our thoughts and our predictions. We both think that Wellington Turman is going to win by decision. Let us know down below in the comments what you think. Do you think Misha Cirkunov, shows his veteran moves and gets it done, or do you think Turman has enough to get it through? It's a pretty even matchup. Let us know down below what you think. Go ahead and like the video if you enjoyed. We put out videos like this for almost every fight night, almost every pay-per-view. So if you're into content like this, go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun night of fights. Don't forget to tune in, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
See ya. See, that's why we need the warm up.